Welcome back to the I Beg to Differ podcast. This is a podcast where we recap our favorite TV shows, movies, even though we haven't did a movie yet, but we will eventually. Um,
Mhm.
my name is Candace. I have, as always, my co host Katrina with me. She's my sister, and we are recapping The Challenge USA Season 2. Today, we're going to dive in episodes 6 and 7. So, Katrina, do you want to get us started?
Yeah, so I'll give a brief recap of what happened over on episode 5, just so if people don't remember what happened. But this is kind of where like the rookies are growing like a rift between each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Basically, I believe this is the one where Josh kind of like says people's names and is trying to get rid of some of the rookies.
Mm-hmm.
So then that way the vets can stay in the game as much because they've been like the minority, they want to be the majority.
Yep.
So after this one, where it was Alyssa L versus Cassidy, and of course Cassidy won for this one, which is no surprise. Not saying
Right.
that Alyssa L is like weak or anything, but like it's kind of just the one that she had
Agree.
for the elimination. So for this one, it was kind of interesting to see the reaction after like the whole situation of them, the rookies noticing that the vets were kind of trying to throw them in, but then they're also having a rift because they're starting to realize that some of the rookies are starting to work with the vets,
Right. And
which is like a problem.
exactly, because I thought it was a trip when Dusty came back in the house mad about getting votes, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like loud and wrong, loud and wrong, because he kept blaming Tiffany, and Tiffany didn't even vote for
Yes,
him. And it's just
exactly.
like, I don't know. Dusty is just, he's got his head so far up
Yeah.
bananas, you know what,
Mhm.
that he can't think clearly. The
Mhm.
vets have gotten in his head.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that, like you knew you're playing both sides kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be on the rookie side, but then you also want to be on the vet side.
Right.
So you expect the vets to like protect you. Vets ain't finna protect you.
Exactly. And then he's kind of like you say, he's playing both sides. Then he's in the middle because he's not from any of the big seasons,
Mhm.
Survivor, Big Brother. He's from Amazing Race. He's the only one there left from Amazing Race. So nobody has any ties to you necessarily. So you're an easy vote. You just have to go with
Exactly.
it. Like that's just what it is. That's how it shook out.
So basically, Tiffany and him get into it. And this is where like Tiffany kind of feels like, that she notices that the vets are basically gonna try to get her sooner or later.
Right.
Which is like she's trying to stay within that team of Desi and, correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle
Mm-hmm. Well,
and Michaela.
yeah, and Chanel, Michaela and Chanel.
Yeah, and Chanel.
But it's tricky for her
So
because her main alliance is not
mhm,
Big Brother. So I don't know
exactly.
where she falls on their list, if you know what I mean.
To be honest, I don't think she falls on their list at all.
Hmm.
I don't think they really care. I think they know that in her eyes, they know that she feels like she's a weak player, so they're just gonna keep letting her feel like she's a weak player.
I would keep her around.
Yeah,
She'd be
but
easy to
they
beat
they
in
ain't
the
gonna
end.
do it. They
You
ain't
saw
gonna do
she
it
been
though.
struggling with all these little endurance comps. She ain't making it through a final. I like Tiffany,
Hmm.
but her current physical shape, she ain't making it through a final. And at least
Yeah,
definitely not winning one.
no. But with this episode, this is where like basically the rookies are starting to look at each other as like, oh my gosh, this person's working with this group of people,
Hmm.
and then they're starting to see that this group is working with the vets.
Hmm.
So at this point, they're trying to see how to get rid of the people who are working with the vets, but then also keep the vets out of the final.
Right.
So with this one, which is the competition, I love this competition too. This is like my favorite one every time. So like TJ basically tells them that the challenge this week is gonna be trivia.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. So like everybody in team green wants anybody in team red and blue to basically lose.
Right.
So they're holding on to this like piece of glass type of situation. So if you get the trivia wrong, you basically fall.
Yeah.
You get eliminated. So everybody wants, well, Team Green wants to win because they don't want to be put up for elimination because their team is basically smaller than everybody else.
Right.
But because they also know that like anybody on Team Red or Team Blue is going to look out for Team Red or Team Blue.
Mhm.
So then they don't go into elimination. So it's kind of like, it's kind of funny if you think about it.
Yeah. I liked this version of the trivia where it was like solely based on your team's performance
Yes,
versus like how, you
exactly.
know, in the prior seasons where it's like if you get it right, you
Mm-hmm.
get to put an X on the other team of another team or something. I like the fact that it was
Yeah.
solely based on your team's performance and it wasn't like a certain amount of like wrong questions and you out. It's like if you can hold
Mm-hmm.
on as this glass keep tilting, you can stay in here. But if you can't,
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
So I kind of
That
like
was
the
so
like
funny.
this version of it. It was a little more fun than the other ones. Cause
Yeah.
I like that they
So
couldn't collude
that's pretty
against one team.
much.
Cause I feel like red and blue would have just immediately got green eliminated.
Yeah. So basically, the funny part is that Dusty doesn't stand up there. But the one person that he wants to go in on, Tiffany, lasts longer than him
Mm-hmm.
on the dang trivia.
Tiffany was doing good. Her and
She
Alyssa
sure was.
surprised me too. Alyssa L. I was
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I thought she was gonna hold on that last time for a second there.
I know. So basically, correct me if I'm
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but the group that won was Team Blue.
Yep. Oh, and then one more. That's correct. But one more thing on the red team. So remember, somebody
Mm-hmm.
else had a right answer, and then Dusty just screamed out whatever he wanted to, and it was wrong. Remember on one of them questions,
Yep.
he made me
Mm-hmm.
mad. Somebody told him.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think he
Corey
did
told
that
him
on
the right
purpose.
answer, and he gonna scream out the
Yep.
wrong answer. I'm like,
He did
see,
that on
that's
purpose.
karma. We'll get to
Mm-hmm.
the end, but that's karma.
Yes, that's what he gets. That's
But
exactly what
yeah, like
he
you
gets.
said, blue team won, which I expected.
Yeah.
They had more
So
people. They had a better
yeah,
opportunity.
blue team won, which was a good thing. I thought so at
Yeah.
least.
I think this one made it a little tougher because they let them I mean easier because they let them answer it
Mm-hmm.
as a team so they could kind of come up with an answer together. I don't know if blue team would have won if it wasn't that way. You know, if
Yeah.
they had to answer like
Uh.
this person has to answer the question type of thing, but you know.
No, they wouldn't have won.
Like
Lord
they have
Jesus.
more people to, you know, help come up with the right
Yes.
answer. Kind of, you know, but
Yes, I just felt bad for Team Green, even though like all those people on there, some of them I don't really care for
mhm.
as a player on the team,
Like who?
like on the game.
Chris and who else?
Michaela. Um,
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
she just sneaky though. Like I just gotta
But
watch
you
her.
remember how what
But
happened with her on her first challenge season. So I think she's just
that's
keeping it
on
close
her.
to the vest this time. I
I
think she
think
learned her
I
lesson.
think she should just stick her own route.
I know.
Like
It's tricky.
I would definitely respect her for that.
Yeah.
But that whole Survivor Strong, they ain't
Yeah.
looking out for
Well,
you.
I think she realized that on the we'll talk about it on the next episode. I think she
Yeah.
realized it. But like I think after the whole writing well, she shouldn't have wrote the list when she was on the well, I don't
Mhm.
remember what challenge that was. But she shouldn't have wrote the little list thing. That's where she messed up. And then so I
Yeah.
think she just don't trust the vets going for. I think she's more I don't even know if it's Survivor Strong. I think she anti vets. And then
Mhm.
Survivor is just like an easy alliance for her to have because you know what I mean. You just
Yeah.
grasping for anything for to pull you in a group of people together. It seemed like, but yeah, I don't know. But she got
Mhm.
a I don't know. We'll talk about her because I guess we'll talk about her and Wes in the next episode. But she gotta calm down just a
Yes.
little bit. She doing a little too much. I like her, but she doing a little too much.
So basically, elimination. Not the elimination, but the voting
Mm-hmm.
situation with Team Blue. Basically, they elect. Who is it? Oh, they elect Wes.
Yeah. And then who was the girl again?
I forget who the girl was because this
I
not
forgot.
even
Maybe it didn't
relevant.
matter.
Yeah, that one didn't even matter. So they get Wes.
Mhm.
So Wes is like, he's trying to think of who he wants to be in the elimination, but also an option for him to not have to go in. Because he's trying to give this whole sob story, that he's having like a kid coming up and it should be a girl elimination and that it shouldn't be a male elimination and all this other stuff.
Mhm.
So he's trying to sway votes at this point. But people ain't really hearing him because the way he played in the past, he used to be manipulative. So that's why people aren't really trying to hear him about making it a girl elimination.
Right.
So, as people put their votes in the hopper, of course, they call out Wes and the one girl they elect. And it's kind of just like, you kind of know, like, you get this feeling that you know what's going to happen. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, it's just like, I don't know. I kind of felt like I knew what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
So, in the end, it was just karma. It was Dusty.
Yep. And he deserved,
I
but
knew
he
it was
got a
gonna
bunch
be.
of votes too this time. I think the house
Yes, he
just done
did
with
get a
him.
lot, and I think they were over him because of the whole thing when he went in with Tiffany. Had
Mhm.
he just came in and been quiet, nobody would have had him on their radar.
Exactly. Exactly. And then I feel like he's not like he's okay. I mean, he's decent physically, so I felt like they felt like
Mhm.
he could at least have a chance of taking Wes out. You know what I mean? Because you don't throw somebody in
Exactly.
there that just ain't even gonna have a chance. Because then that's a waste.
So the elimination is basically them like having one person is gonna stand on this wheel, and basically they have to untie this like rope in order to get like the little piece to like spin the
Yeah.
wheel, and it's multiple pieces, so it's like one small one, a big one, and then you could keep going from there.
Mhm.
So of course Wes is going
Yep.
first, so Wes is the one that's untying the strings, and then Dusty is the one on the
Right.
wheel. Everybody's rooting for Dusty to win at this point. They don't want West to come back. Not the vets, of course, but he kind of dug himself in a hole at this
Mhm.
point. So Cassidy really wants West to lose
Yeah.
because she has this vendetta with him about her being
Well, he
called
voted
in
for
because
her,
of her.
but
So,
in all fairness, she doesn't know that Desi basically told him to vote for her. Like
mm-hmm,
he didn't just randomly vote for her, which I'm surprised he
no,
hasn't outed that to kind of stir up some stuff with the Survivor Alliance. But
I think he's just trying to just let it
yeah,
be. I think really at this point, he's not like he used to be. I think he's trying to play a clean game at this point too.
yeah, I feel you.
Mm, mm. But so Wes is basically untying these strings. He's doing it pretty good at a good pace. He's not getting frazzled. So he unties the first one, which is the small crank. He tries to do it. It's not enough for him. So he goes back to the second
Mm-hmm.
one. He unties it, gets the second one going, and then he starts spinning the wheel. And Dusty finally falls into like whatever that
Yeah,
is in
but it
there.
seemed to
I
take
don't
him a
even
little
really know
bit
what
of
the correction
effort
is.
to get
Yeah.
Dusty off. Like Dusty
I
was
feel
kind of
like
able to stay on top for a little bit.
Yeah, and I feel like at that point he's kind of older. He's not like the young West.
Mm-hmm.
The young West probably could have did it, but
Right.
like when you start hitting a certain age,
I
it's like
agree.
a little extra
Because it
effort
almost looked
there.
like Dusty was able to start spinning the wheel in the other direction. So I don't know. I couldn't really tell what was happening,
Yeah.
but it seemed like he was able to shift his weight to make the wheel go the other way from what Wes was
Mhm.
trying to make it go, or something. I don't know. He figured something out, and it was
Yeah.
working.
Mhm. So then we get to since they Wes has done his part, so Dusty failed.
Mm-hmm.
So now Dusty has to get West off of the wheel. So basically, West is preparing himself because he feels like he can do this. Like he can beat Dusty. He's not worried about him. He's like, I'm a vet and I'm gonna do this. So Dusty goes and starts untying the strings, but he's trying to go more so for like the actual,
Yeah.
the part.
Yeah, so he
He's not
skipped that
really
first
trying.
wheel. Like he
Yeah.
didn't even bother taking
Mm-hmm.
it over there.
Yeah. So he unties the first wheel. He doesn't do that one. So he goes to the second one. So he's going through, he's doing the knot. Desi's over there trying to get him some hints and tricks to get it done quicker because she doesn't want Wes
And she
either
was
back in the
right. He said
house.
once he started just pulling it from the outside, it came on out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So then he gets the dang knots undone for that wheel, for that little piece.
Mm-hmm.
And he puts it up there for the wheel. So he starts turning the wheel. Wes is doing pretty good. I'm not even gonna lie. Wes was doing pretty good
He,
at
I felt like
first
he fell like
before.
immediately.
Nah, because like he had that he had some momentum, but I think it kind of caught him because he like, oh, he's not younger, so he like that's like me sitting there talking about I'm finna go lift some weights, knowing my dang knees bad, like no, no,
Yeah.
he old, he probably gonna be in the other challenge though, just
Yeah.
saying.
But
um
oh, go ahead. I'll let you finish the
no,
recap first because I was going to talk about the results.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay. Yeah. So basically, he starts spinning his wheel. He's spinning the wheel. He's spinning the wheel. He's going shoo, 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 shoo. He's spinning his wheel. And Wes is like, he's trying to keep up like a little mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then so like the next thing you know, Wes falls.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so
Yeah, but
sad. And
everybody, go
everybody
ahead.
and everybody felt like Dusty don't beat Wes this
Yeah,
time.
because everybody felt like West fell really quick, which it felt quick watching it on TV. I don't know if it
Mm-hmm.
was editing, they edited it to look that way, but it felt
Yeah.
really quick on TV. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Do you want to get into the results first, and then I can kind of give my.
Yeah. So the results of it is basically, in the end, every TJ kind of gives like Wes's time, then Dusty's time,
Did he?
and people,
Did he
huh?
give the time though?
No, no, hold on,
I feel like
wait.
on that episode, he just
I feel
said,
like he
"Wes,
skipped
you
the
won,"
time.
and he didn't even say how much.
Yeah.
But then they tried to edit that on in the on Thursday's episode and say how many seconds difference it was. You noticed that on the little like
Mhm.
recap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh. And before he even say the results, I'm like, ooh, I hope Wes won. I
Mm-hmm.
hope he really won. Because, like, he's not even trying to play
Yeah.
dirty this game.
I mean, if I
Had he
have to
been playing
pick,
dirty,
I'd pick Wes
I
over
wouldn't want
Dusty
him.
any day.
Mm-hmm. So, so Wes wins, and you already know what's
Yeah.
finna go
But
down.
it was like even Wes thought he lost. So I'm wondering,
Yes.
did Dusty, with him not really having the strategy down for untying the wheels, was that really his
Mm-hmm.
time difference? So people just remembered how
I
long
feel
each
like
of
that's
them
what it
were
is.
on the wheel. So that's what the cast
Yeah.
is just thinking about. Oh,
Yeah.
Wes fell off the wheel fast or whatever, but not thinking about, oh, how
Yeah.
long did it take Dusty to even get the little handles or whatever out in the first place? So I'm wondering
Yeah.
maybe
I
that
think
took a
people
long
thought
time
about that. That's what probably people are thinking.
because I don't
Me, I
want
paid attention to the whole thing, and it didn't take Wes that
yeah.
long to get them knots
Right,
out.
because I'm like, I don't want to think production is gonna cheat like that, but I do wish they. It did look a little shady that they didn't say anything about time or like the time difference or anything. That felt
Mm-hmm.
really shady to me
I'm gonna say it like
initially.
this. I think probably what happened was it was probably really
Hmm.
close at that point, and I think honestly, I think they didn't give TJ the time
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
because
that's fair.
normally, remember, he always
I
gives
know.
like, oh, it was like this much, like 0.06 of a second.
Right.
You know how he do? He
That's
always
why I
make
was
it
like
dramatic.
surprised they didn't like put something in. And then you saw when they did
So
the recap going into the next episode,
yeah,
they edited that piece. And I'm like, y'all didn't say this last week. Don't try to throw it in here
mm-mm.
now.
I think they did that because they
Fans.
know they
The
screwed up not
fans.
telling it.
The fans got in the
And
fight.
the fact that this is on CBS is another issue for me because it's normally on MTV,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, so it's
that's
a
probably
much
why.
more like toned down version of the challenge for sure. Like
Yes.
it's not as
Mm-hmm.
intense emotionally because
Yes.
it's supposed to be family
Yes.
friendly.
Cause I miss Cam. I miss Cam. But anyway, so now it's time for the deflect.
Hmm.
Where do you think
I
Wes
mean,
was
I
gonna
I knew
go?
he was gonna go blue. because that was the
I
only place
figured
he
too.
could go, which we see,
Mhm.
in the next episode where he could impact the game because they already had
Yeah.
two vets on that team, and then they also had Fessy on the team, which he was
Mhm.
basically a vet. So if he wants to go somewhere, he had to go there.
Yeah.
If he wants to like not keep just getting thrown in.
That is so
So
true.
I mean, it made sense.
So he goes to Team Blue and he sends Chris over to Team Green.
Yeah, which was really his not his
So,
only option, but they kind of got
mhm.
Sebastian in their back pocket because he want to F Tory. So
Yeah.
Chris was the only other option.
So that was basically what happened on that
Hmm.
one. So then we get into, let's see, we go to episode
Yeah,
7. This is this is a this is a crazy
yeah.
episode.
Because
Um,
early on, I guess the beginning we get like the Michaela and West talk.
yes.
Well, first it's West trying to
Mhm.
guilt everybody about I don't
Mhm.
get why you guys are coming after me. It's like it's a game. None of the rookies
Yeah,
got why
I'm
y'all was
just
coming
trying to
after them
play.
at all these seasons, but they
I'm
had to
just trying to
deal with
play a
it.
clean
But it's
game.
like
I'm just trying to play a clean game. Give me a fair shot.
somebody got to get voted in. You know what I mean? Like I just don't understand
Oh
this
my
playing the
god.
victim thing. Like it was what about when he decided to vote Darrell in first on Fresh Meat too? Where was his
I
clean
think at
game
this
then?
point,
You know what I
I
mean?
think he's trying to play a clean game right now because he about to have a kid and he trying to bring that money.
Yeah,
But
but
like,
I don't know. Fair is
people
fair.
remember the stuff that you don't did.
And he's done so many of these challenges and finals and stuff that he's a threat, and they want to get the threat out.
Yes,
So TJ already
exactly,
made it clear it's gonna be one man and one woman that win.
exactly.
So
So then, hold on.
Michaela and him had a little thing, they situation. They have a little back and forth about I guess he tried to figure out like why Michaela don't like him, but Michaela is just very careful because she know how
Yeah.
Wes can be. She's seen him all other seasons,
Mhm.
and then she even got burned on her
Yeah.
original season of Survivor by Jay. Jay that's been on the challenge from Survivor. They were in an alliance, and he blindsided her and got her voted out. You know what I mean? But once he realized
Mhm.
how smart she was, so I think she's just very, very careful about trusting people.
Yeah.
That's all it
I
is.
don't blame her.
But she do got to be more
I don't
careful
blame
with
her
her
at all.
communication with folks. Like you can just, I don't know. I know she can't be fake, but in these games, you got to be fake, girl. Just pretend
Yeah,
like you like these people
she
and
do.
keep going.
Mhm.
That's her problem. Like she can't pretend to like get along with folks. If she don't like them, she just gonna tell
Yeah.
them. And so that's really what I need her to work on going forward because she's just gonna keep getting thrown in elimination. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Because if
gosh,
they
it's
start
so
to like you, they may
crazy.
not vote you in. Because that happened with some people. Like remember Natalie didn't really get voted in on
Mhm.
vendettas. Like you can kind of integrate yourself as a rookie if you act right. You know what I mean? But she
I
just
know that's the
it's like
truth.
she want to go in elimination.
Yeah. So then,
The,
basically, the house is starting to realize, that it's starting to become the rookies. So it's more focused now on the rookies than on the actual vets.
mm-hmm.
So they're actually happy about that.
Yeah.
And then Cassidy has to go ahead and say, like, hey, welcome to the blue team to,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
West.
but she just trying to keep it cute.
So,
You know,
yeah.
she don't trust him.
Mm-mm.
But granted, he really ain't after her. I mean, once she made it clear she was kind of after him, then he had no choice. But he wasn't really worried about
Exactly,
Cassidy.
exactly. Mm-mm. So
You want
then we get to
the challenge?
the actual challenge. This was kind of a weird one for me. I
Yeah.
don't know what you was thinking
It was
about,
just
but
very
it was,
unfair. I don't care. Like I get Blue has more people, but like on Survivor when it's like that, they make people
yeah.
sit out. So each team has the same
Mhm.
amount of people competing in the challenges. I feel like they got to start doing that on the challenge cuz it really wasn't fair cuz Green was
It
whooping
really
ass.
was.
I'm going to tell you if they would have
Yes.
had even amount of people. Green would have won that
Yeah.
challenge because Green had a bunch of
Mhm.
words up on that board.
Yep.
But yeah, but you know, I knew Blue was gonna win because they
Yeah.
had most of the challenge people on there, so they know how to kind of figure out ways to do
They
these
had
type
West
of. You
too.
know, they had West, Johnny, Tori, and Fessy, so they kind
Mhm.
of know how to figure that kind of stuff out. Like, what's the most efficient way to do it? I felt like Green. I don't know. I don't even know if Green had the right people in the little ball thing. How heavy? Okay, let's explain the challenge. I just we just
Yes, yes. Let's just change. Okay. So basically, they're in like a hamster
yeah,
wheel. But it's kind of weird to me. Like, this seemed like something that you do on Survivor or
yeah.
like Fear Factor or
Mhm.
something. It's not like a challenge type of
Yeah. And
thing.
I was
Uh,
thinking cuz they had to knock the little pole things off, right?
mm-hmm.
And the puzzle pieces were on top of the poles. I was thinking I didn't
Yeah.
realize till they started going. I was thinking everybody just needs to run in a straight line. But no, you got to like
Mm-mm.
you don't want to knock other people's stuff over to help them out. So you got to like
Yeah.
zigzag. So it was a little harder than I thought it was. 'Cause at first I thought, "Oh, they just can run forward and knock the poles down."
Yeah. I, this is kind of like, this is not, I hope they don't use this one ever again. Cause
Yeah.
it just wasn't interesting. It's not like what they used to do. Like, they made them as hard. Like, they were jumping from trucks and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he should have just did. They should have did
I
something like
didn't
that. But
mind it, but like it was just unfair. Nah, I mean I get okay, you
I get what
win,
you're
the blue
saying.
team
It's
gets
not a
extra people,
lot.
but it just wasn't like it wasn't
Yeah.
enough of a
Well,
equal. The
remember
puzzle wasn't
they
enough of
used
an
to.
equalizer.
Well, they were kind of like, remember in the past they would have it to where they would make certain members of the team go twice. But
Right.
this one you can't do
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So it was just set up where the blue team was
So,
gonna win regardless.
but they did in the past. They did used to make people sit out to make the teams
Yeah,
even.
that's why I'm surprised they didn't this time.
So,
But I don't know. I mean, Green won with less people on that other one, so you know.
yeah. So I thought it was interesting. In the end, of course, as you know, blue won.
Yeah. I
But
was
it was a
screaming
very
for
close
Green. I was like,
race.
Green, put them
Very
letters up
close.
there because I saw it
It
for
was very close though. Cause
Michaela.
I almost thought red was gonna get it
Yeah, but then
at
by the time we
first.
saw towards the end, it looked like Green was maybe the closest. It looked like Red maybe had to
Uh
take some
huh.
words down. But I think Red just got too many
Yeah.
loudmouths on their team.
Yeah.
Michelle is really good at
That's
puzzles,
so
but you know,
true.
I don't think Josh was willing to back off and let her do it.
No. Mm-mm.
But yeah, like you said, Blue won. Did you want Blue to win or did you care?
Okay, this one. Okay, I'm gonna. I don't know who I wanted to win. To be honest with you, because all three
Yeah.
teams I just don't like anymore.
Yeah, but by Blue winning it, I think for you, because you know I wanted Vets to go in, but for you, it kind of like
Yeah.
switched up the power, so it what you knew
Mhm.
Vets weren't gonna be down there.
So speaking of that, so I get to the deliberation, and you already know. They already know who they want to vote in. They said, "Oh well, I want to vote Michaela," and then they were like, "Okay, well," and then Johnny's like, "Yeah, I want to vote Michaela too." You know, like, they just all know, they
Yeah,
knew
they
they
knew
was
they
gonna
had
vote
already
that girl
talked about
in.
it,
Like, y'all really tried
but
it.
Desi had already
Like,
like peep game. She knew
yeah.
what was gonna happen when she went in there.
Yes. Yeah.
Like they knew,
Yeah,
they
she
all knew.
knew. Yeah.
Honestly,
So,
they should have threw it. The
yeah.
the Survivor people on that team should have threw that challenge. I get being safe,
Mhm.
but I would have took my chances.
That's so true.
Honestly.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on like how important it is to them to get Vets out. But
Yeah. So then they select the girl and they select the
hmm
boy. So the boy is gonna be, I believe his name is Tyler.
yeah, they had already talked about that. So
Yeah,
this
so
was
they're
Josh's
gonna put him
plan
in.
too, by the way,
Yes.
to try to get two
Mm-hmm.
strong Survivor girls against each other, and then Tyler is just
Yep.
the pawn. So hopefully there's not
Mm-hmm.
many guy names in there, and he shouldn't have to go in.
Yeah. So basically they put the balls up. People are like, oh my gosh, it's Michaela. Michaela's kinda like, I already knew they were finna throw me in.
Right.
Like, it's no
And she
surprise.
confronted Josh about it.
Yes, yes. And she
And Josh
said,
tried to play
"Josh, if you
dumb.
just wanted me in there, you should have just said that."
Right.
And she was
She
like,
was like, it
"Y'all
makes
are just
no, and then he
hiding."
looked real stupid. She's like, it makes no sense for your game to keep throwing me, like to try to put me in there because you're not competing
Mhm.
against me. You're competing against these guys. You need to be throwing in West bananas, fest. You know what I mean? Even though we know he's not gonna throw them in
Mhm.
because that's his first. But she's like, "What's this
No.
does it make to get
Yeah.
out a strong girl when you're gonna have to run the final with me?" Like it makes no sense. Which it makes sense. Like, but it's
Yeah.
like it's the guys scheming against the survivor women. They're not scheming against the survivor men.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like,
It's
it
just
makes
funny
no
though.
sense. It legit makes no sense.
So I'm skipping over that whole love thing, that
Oh
little
yeah,
Cupid
I don't really
thing,
care about
West,
them.
and I didn't really
We'll just
understand that
say
whole situation.
Tyler and Alyssa kissed, and they made out some more later,
Yeah.
and that's really all. Nothing happened.
So then basically we go into the hopper
Hmm.
where they start voting. And they want, what's her name? Gosh, I forget her name
Chanel.
all the time. Chanel. They want Chanel
Hmm.
to go in against Michaela because they want to get rid of her.
Yep.
They want to get rid of her fast.
Right.
So, Candace, your
Yeah,
camera gone.
I'm getting it back on.
Oh, okay. Um, and then so they want her going, and Chanel knows this,
Hmm.
so she's trying to figure out a way, to get other people in there.
Right.
So she wants Michelle. She wants Michelle to be in there
Hmm.
because she's like, Michelle's not really part of the group. She's not doing this
Yeah,
and
she's
that,
talking to Desi about
and
it.
she's playing both sides against the
Yeah,
middle.
and just as she's saying that, Michelle walks in the room. Michelle walk in the
Yeah.
room, and then they had to. She's like trying to play dumb, but in her confessional, she makes it very
Mhm.
clear that she knows she's playing both sides. So I was hoping
Yep.
they was gonna blindside Michelle. I'm like, everybody
Me
put Michelle
too.
name in there. If
Me
I was
too.
Michaela, I
Me
would be like,
too.
put Michelle name in there because Michelle ain't getting votes outside
Mm-mm.
of Amanda and whoever else who voted for Michelle.
Exactly.
Something ain't right.
Exactly. Nobody was putting it in there. So I thought that was just like,
And
oh boy,
Desi
y'all
peeped
should
it
put
too.
that
She was
girl in
like,
there.
everybody in there is protecting Josh
Mhm.
and Michelle. And I'm like,
Yeah. So that was a trip. So they get to the challenge, and TJ, of course, calls out Tyler and Michaela.
hmm.
So he's like, anybody who has one ball in the hopper is subjective to being called down to play the whole situation with the elimination game.
Right.
So the elimination game is basically kind of like basketball, but you're on a pole, you're swaying side to side, so you have to pick up the ball and you have to throw it into the hoop, and the first person to 10 wins.
Yep.
So they're rolling the hopper, and the hopper is going. So basically, um, Tyler wasn't called down. He was told he could go back up,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be a girls' elimination.
Yeah.
So basically, the person who gets called down is Tiffany.
Yeah, which I was surprised. Well, I just had a feeling, but like, I knew Chanel had more balls. I'm like, please, because
Hmm.
I like Chanel.
Yeah,
I
I
kind of
really
like her a
wanted
little more than
Michaela.
Michaela. So
Yeah, I mean not Michaela, but Michelle. I wanted
I
Michelle
know,
down
but she
there.
didn't get any
I was hoping
votes.
she was gonna
They
be
didn't even
mad.
vote for
I
her. I'm
know,
like,
and
girl,
I hope
I
they
would have got the
realized that
secret
the
garden
next.
together. We would have all voted for Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
And because I wouldn't have been worried about Michaela losing to Michelle. Because I feel like Michaela
Mm-mm.
is Michelle. Like in terms of physical competitor, she's better physically. She's just as smart in terms of puzzles. She just ain't got the social game. So I
Yeah.
feel like any elimination, I felt like Michaela could beat her.
So basically, Tiffany is scared of heights. It comes out that she is afraid of heights, and she's not really good at basketball,
Clearly,
throwing the ball in the net.
clearly,
So the thing starts playing back and forth. So both of them are struggling, and then some kind of way, Michaela finds her rhythm, and she's able to start
hmm,
making these shots.
yeah,
Tiffany is still unable to hit the target, but Michaela is starting to just hit these balls into the dang
yeah.
hoop.
Yeah.
And some people are rooting for Tiffany, and then some people are rooting for
Well,
Michaela.
they were rooting for Michaela, but they weren't. They just knew she
Yeah.
was gonna win, so they didn't
Mm-hmm.
want to be the one cheering for Tiffany. And
Yep.
Michaela be the all right. I see who wasn't cheering for me because there were some people cheering
Yep.
for her that I'm like, I know you don't like her. Like, let's
Exactly.
not be fake. Yeah.
So
But I think Tiffany was just too
in
scared.
the end,
Like she was when
yeah,
it
she didn't
came
want to
time
fall.
to like flip back to shoot into the goal, she was scared to like shoot while it was still going. So she just kept shooting from
Mm-hmm.
far. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
I probably would have been scared too though.
Yeah.
But
But I think she did a good
yeah.
try. She wounded up not winning, of course. Michaela won.
Mhm.
So Michaela, it's time to
She was
deflect.
ready too, boy.
She knew where she was going. She was gonna get Tori. She said, "I'm gonna get Tori. I'm gonna
Mhm.
get Tori. She's gonna go to
Well, remember
Green, and I'm gonna
Tori,
get her
her and
out."
Tori, they have bad blood. There was a lot of stuff that apparently that was kind of going on behind the scenes with Michaela's regular challenge season, and like
Mhm.
Tori wanted to target Michaela. So that season got shut down for a second because somebody had COVID or something. So they went back into sequester. And
Mhm.
so Tori gathered the troops and like, we gotta target Michaela before we go back up in here.
Mhm.
And so that's really they just was finding any reason to target her at that point. So I think she
Mm.
just don't like Tori. I think that's part of
Yeah.
it too. Not even just because she a vet. They just, she don't like her, which is fair.
Yeah.
But I was ready. I was like, yes. But then we had already seen before the
Yes.
episode that it was going to be an individual game. But
So then she was like, "I'm ready. I'm ready to deflect."
mm-hmm.
And she's like, "I got some big decisions." And then TJ said, "Michaela, you had no, basically saying you don't have any decisions to make. Please go back to the green team."
And everybody was like, what? I felt so
And they
bad
were
for her.
happy. They were so happy. They were like, "Yes, yes."
It was like, well, little do y'all know.
Oh my gosh. So then basically he's like, starting now, this is an individual competition. And I'm like, finally, we are
Yes.
at individual because some of these people are just sliding through the
Well,
crevices.
now
I need
your
to
vet's
know.
finna get voted in. It's individual. So
I know, but
now
still,
they ain't got no
at the same
numbers.
time, I need people who are gonna be able to do the actual, challenge, the final
Yeah.
challenge. I don't need people who gonna like wind up doing it and then stop midway or can't finish it.
Right. But I'm
Cause then that's like a disappointment for me.
Yeah, but I feel like most of the people left can probably finish a final, except I don't know. I don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa SK, but we saw how she was struggling on that when they had to carry the weight with the
Yeah,
boxes and them boxes. So she probably couldn't finish a regular final. I don't know what the final is going to be this time, but she definitely wouldn't have finished the one last
gotcha.
season. She may be the only one I think is left that just for sure wouldn't finish.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Michelle would. I don't know if she's a runner. I know she can do some puzzles.
Yeah.
Mm,
So I think that's gonna be interesting. It kind of ended on that
yeah.
note where everybody's happy that it's an individual game now. So now it's like people are trying to figure out who their alliance now is gonna be.
Yeah. I'm interested to
Um.
know how it's going to go for like eliminations. Like, clearly they're still doing the hopper thing because people were like scrambling on the
Mhm.
little preview. But like, is it going to be the bottom is automatically, or is it going to be like the winning the top guy and top girl for that challenge get to pick? I'm interested to see how they do
Mhm.
that and how they end up pairing
Me
them up. Like,
too.
do they just get to pick their pairs when they like
Yeah.
if they compete in like talent? Because it like they were competing in some stuff where they had to be paired up. It'll be
I'm
interesting.
wondering if they're gonna. My projection is I think they're gonna do like that whole random thing they used to do during some of those seasons,
Mm-hmm.
where it'd be like a random pick,
Okay. Yeah.
and then I see this next challenge. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a vet and a rookie that's gonna win. Like one vet
Mm-hmm.
man and one vet female winning. So Tori winning, and then somebody else.
Okay. Like a vet
No, I
or
mean not one vet. I mean a rookie. One rookie girl is gonna win, and
okay.
then one vet man is gonna win.
Yeah.
So that's how I
I
see it.
just don't like how it seems like the vet guys keep like strong arming the rookie girls into stuff. Like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm a stalemate if you don't vote how I want to vote. And then you might have to go in
Yeah,
elimination. Like, I don't like that. I get it's part of the game though, but it's annoying.
yeah. It's
Because it
crazy. It's
seems like I just hate on
crazy.
how these games, it's like the guys always get what they want. Have you noticed that?
Hmm.
But like when the
Yeah.
girls feel strongly about a decision or something, it's like pulling teeth trying to get the guys to go along with it. But it seems like whatever the guys want, they always get in these games. But the girls don't get a say
Yeah.
so. And I don't like it.
Hmm.
We need the women to stand up. We this is why we need Cam. We need Laurel.
Yes.
We need
Did
all of
you
them to
see?
stand up.
Did you see? Did you see how they had what's his name on there? Like he was an alternate.
Who?
It was
Oh,
Darrell.
Darrell?
Darrell was an alternate on this show.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, we need
Yes.
Darrell, but
Yes.
see, Darrell just ain't did that good in his last few seasons, man. I don't know.
I still would have liked him on there though. You know what? The perfect cast for the vets would have been like Cam. They had Cam on
Yeah,
there. They had Laurel, and Connor Maria.
Cara.
Them
Yeah,
three.
but
Yeah,
Cara and
Cara.
Laurel still like got a little beef, don't they?
But I'm okay with it. Like I feel like they would come together. And then I feel like for the men, it should have been like
I don't
who
like
would I
him, but
want?
Jordan.
Yes, I was
Um,
finna say that Jordan would have been a good piece on
trying to
here.
think. CT, but I don't know. He
Um,
might be retired.
yes, but he said he was retired
Yeah,
after
that's
that
what I'm saying. He
last
might be
one.
retired, but he would have
I
been
don't
good.
want Tony. Tony could stay off. I
No.
don't really think Tony is too
Mm,
emotional for this game.
I'm trying to think like who's
And
good at like challenges, eliminations, all that stuff.
I still
Mm,
want to keep Johnny Bananas on
yeah,
there.
you kind of have to. You have to keep him. And who would be our fourth
Mhm.
then? If we got what Jordan, Darrell, Johnny, because we said CT retired. So who
Yeah.
could be our fourth one? Or would you keep
Hmm.
Wes?
I would say yeah. I would either keep West or I would bring out retirement The Miz.
Yeah, but he'd probably never do it.
I know he wouldn't, but it's
He would
still thinking. But
host.
wouldn't it be good? But wouldn't it be good if they had like Coral on there? Like oh
Yeah,
my
that would be good. Coral would have been
god, Coral,
good.
like
Let me think. What
man, it
other
would be
girls
good.
did I like? Obviously, like
Oh,
Cam, Laurel.
Rachel,
Yeah, Rachel's
Rachel would have
good.
been a good one.
Rachel's good.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. They could have did more with these bets. I would have liked it
Yeah.
better if they did like half and half. Honestly,
Yeah, half and half would have been good
that would have
too.
been cool. Like half of your team is bets and half of them are like the CBS people. But I think they didn't do that
Mhm.
because they were bringing on some people that were already part of the challenge world. Like
I
Fessy and Josh, and
didn't.
not calling
I
them
didn't
bets.
want Fessy. I did want Nelson on there though,
Yeah, he's still recovering though.
cause he still ain't won nothing. So
But
I was like,
he had
dang, I
like a
really
really
want
bad
Nelson.
accident. Yeah, you
Oh,
don't
and
follow
I
the
wanted
people on social.
Leo,
He was in
but I wanted Leo on
yeah,
there.
Leo.
I mean, not Leo. Dang, what's his
Leroy?
name? Yeah,
Oh,
Leroy.
Cam's man. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
wanted
heard they're
Kim's man because he
on
still ain't won
I heard they're
either.
on the next season. Don't keep trying to shut off on me. It's like, girl, shut down.
We finna. But yeah, I
Okay.
think that's the cast we need. Other than that, do you have any predictions that you want to say on this before we end it?
Um, I don't know. I don't think so. I don't. I think, like I said, I think now that it's individual, the vets are gonna get targeted again. I
Mhm.
think the individual game is just what my girls Michaela and Desi and Chanel needed, because
Mhm.
they've been held back by their teams. I mean, if they were on blue
Mhm.
team, they would have been succeeding. You know, so
Yeah.
they just didn't have good team captains, is what it seems like. So who was the green team
Gotcha.
captain anyway?
Oh
I'm trying to
gosh.
think. because the captains were
I don't even
Cassidy,
remember.
Josh, and I don't even remember who the green team captain. They must have got eliminated already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they probably
But
did.
yeah, dang, I do not know who the
Mm,
green team captain was. Oh, it was Desi. It
it
was
was
Desi. I
Desi.
don't know what she was thinking with this team, honey. But I don't know. They colluded
Yeah,
against her team too, so whatever. But yeah,
yeah.
anyways, I'm glad the blue team is done because I'm ready for them to. I need them two. I need Michaela versus Tori in elimination. If I get that this season, that'll
Mm-hmm.
make the season for me. Cause we ain't really seen two
Gotcha.
really strong women in elimination together in a long time. So, and I need to be
Mm-hmm.
physical. I need a hall brawl.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get that because we did see a hall brawl in one of the previews. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping maybe we'll get that. Who knows? Who knows? What do you want? What are your
Yeah.
predictions?
I mean, I don't have any predictions right now. I just really just want to see what happens on this next
Mm-hmm.
episode.
Yeah, same.
I think I think after that I'll probably have some predictions in.
I'm hoping they don't drop the ball now that it's like individual. Because sometimes these team challenges they get a little boring, especially when you got certain folks
Mhm.
working together and stuff. Now it's like wide open. It's anybody's game, so
Yeah.
I like that. Well, all right, guess we'll wrap this one up. My name is Candace. You can find me on Instagram at simply Candace.
And my name's Katrina. You can find me on Instagram at Katrina_lovable.
And you can find our podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the podcast places. We're going to wrap up this. We'll try to get the next one out a little earlier, but life happens. We both got full time jobs, we got stuff going on. So we'll
Yeah.
try to get it up. Maybe we'll try to get it up by like Friday night, the next one, and then
Mhm.
we still are covering the ultimatum. This season just wasn't that good. I ain't gonna lie to you, Trina. After I watched the like reunion and stuff, I was
I
kind of
was
like, I don't
over
even
it.
know if I want to finish coverage. But we did
Mm-mm.
the first podcast, so we'll just do a quick little hitter, I guess, with Monica on the last
Mhm.
ones, but it wasn't that good. And then the
No.
next thing we'll be covering is selling the OC. So be
Mhm.
looking for our recaps of that soon. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.